Ethel and Milo's unspoken bond. Ethel paused at her garden gate, the morning sun warm on her silver hair. In her hand was a small tin of tuna, the third time this week she'd left food for the stray. Milo, a sleek grey tabby with a tattered red collar, watched from the oak tree, green eyes sharp but unblinking. "Suit yourself, then," she said softly, setting the tin beside her geraniums. He'd come when he was ready, he always did. She shuffled to her wooden bench, wearing her favorite moth-eaten cardigan, cream, with tea stains at the cuffs, and settled into the creaky slats. Knitting needles clicked as she worked on a blue scarf, though her gaze kept drifting to the roof where Milo lounged, tail twitching like a metronome. "You're a stubborn one," she murmured, a smile crinkling the corners of her blue eyes. By noon, the tuna was gone. Ethel didn't mention it, but she added an extra spoonful to the tin the next day. Milo began appearing at dusk, shadowing her as she watered thyme and roses, yet vanishing if she turned too quickly. Once, she found a dead mouse on her windowsill, his silent gift, and thanked the empty garden. "Much obliged," she said, voice warm. One rainy spring afternoon, Ethel sat sketching at her kitchen table. Milo, soaked and shivering, crept through the open door. Without a word, she placed a towel beside the radiator. He hesitated, then flopped onto it, eyes half closed as she sketched his scarred paw and tattered collar. "Freedom's important," she said, more to herself. "But so's warmth." Milo never stayed the night, but he began greeting her at the gate most mornings, meowing softly as she filled his water bowl. Ethel pretended not to notice the way he rubbed against her brogues or purred when she hummed to her plants. Theirs was a quiet bond, no hugs, no names, just tuna at dawn and shared silence in the garden. As summer arrived, cherry blossoms fell like confetti, and Milo's visits grew longer. Ethel still talked to her geraniums, and Milo still scoffed at the idea of being tamed, but together, they'd found a rhythm, one of freedom and friendship, where words were unnecessary, and presence was enough. Let's learn some words from the story. Tattered, worn and torn. Milo's red collar was tattered but meaningful to him. Geraniums, bright, colorful flowers. Ethel talked to her geraniums as if they were old friends. Metronome, a device that makes a steady beat. Milo's tail swayed like a metronome as he watched the birds. Scoffs, laughs at something as silly. Milo scoffs at the idea of being a pet, but he always returns. Brogues, leather shoes with patterns. Ethel's brogues were scuffed from years of walking in the garden. Thyme, a fragrant herb used in food. The garden smelled of thyme, which Ethel used in her cooking. Hunched, bent forward with shoulders up. Ethel hunched over her sketches, focusing on Milo's details. Confetti, small pieces of paper for celebration. Cherry blossom petals fell like confetti in Ethel's garden. Rhythm, a regular, repeated pattern. Ethel and Milo found a rhythm in their quiet mornings together. Subtly, in a way that is not obvious. Milo showed affection subtly, like rubbing against Ethel's shoes.